I was strolling through the park one day in the merry, merry month of May. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
We have our first soap today from Mike's Natural Soaps.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, Marcus would like to talk about one of his new scents from Dua.
Y'all, one of my favorite scents of all last year was Stronger With You Leather. At least the homages that we explored to that scent, including the one from Dua, Stronger With Dua Leather. Loved it. So I picked up the flanker because I am now on a tobacco kick. This is Stronger With Dua Tobacco. And from the sales page, it encapsulates the spirit of adventure, crafted for the man who fearlessly embraces the wild. Inspired by Armani's Stronger With You tobacco, our inspired version is crafted for those who live boldly, yet possess an understated elegance. The opening delivers a fiery kick of pink pepper and black pepper, with a touch of seductive cardamom and elemi that teases the senses. As it matures, a rich tobacco and warm cinnamon leaf surround you, exuding a bold aura. Chestnut and a daring splash of chili pepper leave a lasting impression. The dry down is a magnetic pull of bourbon, vanilla, and guaiac wood, wrapping you in the smokiness, while amber and benzoin add a sensual finish to ground the composition. Let the wild side of you break free with Stronger With Dua Tobacco. I don't know if I have a wild side. Well, y'all, I love it because the leather edge of the other one has been subbed out for a tobacco-y edge, but it's not the spicy tobacco leaf. It's more like the smoke off of a Cuban cigar or a freshly lit cigarette, which is not what I was expecting, but I'm loving this one. How do you get this one?
I like how this starts with more of the brighter peppers going on, so it kind of brings you in a little higher note, and then it goes into where it almost turns leather, and that's when it flips to the tobacco kind of side. A little more on the deeper end of the finish of the whiff.
But it is built on 80% of that Stronger With You foundation that we love so much. And what is our soap today?
So for our first soap from Mike's Natural Soaps, we decided to start with their barbershop. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all. Well, since this is our first Mike's Natural Soap, thank you to REM Fan for helping this happen. We wanted to read a little bit about the artisan themselves, so this is from their facts page on their website.
Way back in 2009, I became absolutely fed up with my painful and expensive shaving ritual, consisting of a multi-blade cartridge razor and one of many varieties of pressurized goo in a can. In an effort to make my facial hair removal not only more cost-effective, but also more pleasant, I took to the internet for information on alternatives. It didn't take long for me to stumble upon the wet shaving forums, all of which extolled the virtues of shaving with a brush and a traditional non-pressurized soap or cream. After reading countless testimonials professing the efficacy of these practices, I ordered myself some traditional shaving gear. Since then, my morning shave has transformed from an unpleasant chore to a luxurious treat that I look forward to every day.
So how did this lead to my setting up an online soap shop? My shaving renaissance led me to experiment with a wide variety of soaps and creams. I was so impressed with their performance that I became interested in their composition. After some researching, I decided it might be fruitful to try my hand at making my own shaving soap. With this in mind, I embarked upon my new hobby, which immediately satisfied my fastidious nature. My efforts at producing an excellent shaving soap for my wet shaving brethren quickly expanded into the realm of bath soaps for my friends and family as well. After all, I had long given up on mass-produced chemical-laden bath soaps in favor of real, natural soap. I use all of my products myself, and I am dedicated to creating the most sensory-satisfying soaps possible, using natural skin-nurturing ingredients, which will turn your most mundane grooming and bathing routines into something far more opulent.
And Marcus chose their barbershop to start with from the sales page, a complex, potent, manly scent consisting of bergamot, basil, oak moss, and patchouli.
And y'all, I did not shave last night. That was rare for me, so I'm looking forward to using my first Mike's Natural to mow down 2 days of growth. Let's open the box. All right, y'all, here's how they come directly from Mike's Natural Soaps. Here is the invoice.
Did we get a note?
And there's a note! He said thank you! Lots of bubble wrap for
getting here
later.
safe.
And there it is. Oh, we got the silver label.
Ah.
Beautiful. Oh, nice. I like the ridges on the top of the tub in case you got a little bit of soap on
Right.
your hands. Hey, my dad's name is Mike, and he used to be a duck hunter. He even had
There
some
you go.
taxidermy on his office wall for a while. All right, y'all will come along with us for this first impression. All right, y'all, here we go, taking it in. Let's
see
look
how
at the
it comes.
pour. Oh, beautiful, smooth.
Oh, very smooth pour.
Look at that.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. The shaking plan. Y'all constant viewers will be a little familiar with this scent. Our second year on the air, we had Barbershop Month, so we got to know a myriad of the barbershops in the wet shaving hobby, and this is one of the most popular. Y'all, this is the barbershop we first discovered in Fresh Cut Fade and London Barbershop from Maggart's and the Coffee Air from KUN. It's also in a Zingari Man soap. It is called the Crafter's Choice Barbershoppy EOFO blend 123, and it's a classic in the wet shaving world. Let me dive in because every time it's used in a shaving soap, the base adds a few little nooks and crannies and differences to each one. So hold on a second. Let me dive in a little deeper. Somebody on the Shave Dad group recently mentioned that this particular blend is the closest you can find in a shaving soap to the Little Trees Clean Shave air freshener that you hang in your car that we love so much. Sometimes the razor company sends those out for free in your packages. Okay, for me, I get the white musks first in this. This is a clean laundry barbershop, which makes sense because every barbershop I know has got a washer and dryer going in the back for the towels. And when you walk by, you can sometimes get whiffs of that clean laundry scents going into the barbershop. I do get herbs, but they're not grassy at all. They're a little bit more floral. They're a little bit more musky. So like basil, yes, but not the earthy fougere kind of the basil. And then those other two, the oak moss and the patchouli. Now, patchouli and I became friends real fast in this wet shaving world, but oak moss and I have drifted apart. I'll tell you, I don't get much oak moss in the base of this at all. It is just clean and musky and beautiful. It's soapy. There's a little bit of like a traditional barbershop lather machine lather sense to this, which is awesome. And what I love about this, it's a clean, modern, freshly opened, freshly remodeled barbershop. The one that's a few doors down from us has not been cleaned thoroughly since the Truman administration. I mean, that's part of its charm. You walk in, you can kind of sense its age. Even things like the Master from Zingari are meant to take you back to an ancient brick and mortar sort of barbershop. This is not. Clean, white walls, plaster, high ceilings with sunlight coming through the skylights. That's what this does. It's potent.
Okay.
Too. That's the other cool thing. Sometimes clean soapy scents have a little bit less energy. It's a little bit quiet of a choir. This is not. This is a garage band from the 80s. And the thing I like about the musks being so sweet is that they take the edge off the oak moss and they use it properly. It's not that I don't like oak moss all the time. I will bathe in Old Spice because it's done right. It's done right in here. And then diving all the way down to the patchouli, it's just a slightly grassy base for those beautiful lights to sit on. Just a little bit of the shadow so you know how bright this barbershop really is. But I'd say the heart of this is clean, fresh laundry. And you know how when you open the dryer and it's almost finished, you get that beautiful sort of wave of humidity off of the clothes? It's got a little bit of that in there too. It speaks to a place, not a person. So this is not the barber. This is the barbershoppy. And you know, in this base, I'm really able to get my nose under it. Plus the intensity is such that I can really take in the full width and breadth of this scent. In a couple of the others, I think La Coiffiere was a little bit lighter for me, and it was really hard for my nose to discover those nooks and crannies inside of that one. This one has a bit more going on. Yeah, it's like a rare 4 or a 4.5 in intensity
Okay.
for me, which is awesome. Are you ready to
I
go to
think
this
so.
natural barbershop?
I think these are the ones that during our barbershop month, we started calling the blue
Yes.
barbershops. Like, at
Right.
least for us, that was how we could narrow down. This has more of like a current vibe to it, kind of turned up. It was still clean and it was still barbershoppy, but it was not in the powder barbershop sides.
Not necessarily aquatic because it doesn't have those citruses in it, but something about the musks are the same from those blue scents that we love so much.
And even like in the barbershops, they had that cleaning kind of stuff.
Yes.
Solution that was blue. I
Right.
think for some reason we just connected to that. All right. Time to smell our first mics. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. We definitely have ones that are similar, but in the base here, there's a crispness to it. Like, it's almost like you could see through the blue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's more see-through coloring. It doesn't have that creamy, kind of powdery, even linen-y clean
Yes.
kind of side. The musks are a little lighter.
That's important. For those of you that do not like a lot of powder in your barbershops, this could be your pony.
And it's a great newbie scent. Like, I think we forget to kind of even push people in this direction. But people that are just getting into wet shaving, this is kind of a safer barbershop, I think, for most.
Right.
It doesn't have some of the aftershave, like, herby things coming through. It's more prominent in the brights of this. My brain always wants this to be that there's, like, another floral in here that's
know.
not listed.
That's
And
why I said
somehow it has that bright white clean,
Yes.
but it's coming from a gently natural, sweeter floral approach, but I would not be able to call it a floral, which is why it's not listed on the scent
Right,
notes. But my brain perceives it as a masculine white floral.
It starts climbing the geranium ladder, but it doesn't really get there. Hints of the beginning of a jasmine, maybe. But again, your nose at the end of the day does not take it in as floral.
But you're right, the intensity of how the scent notes themselves are sitting into this base is a very different lens into it. We do have ones that are similar, but there's parts of this in the middle that I'm getting much clearer than I think I usually do.
Agreed. And I appreciate a higher scent intensity on my soaps. Sometimes you know it's a great scent, but your nose can't quite get under it the way it wants to. Here, no problem.
I also think the way it's sitting into the base here, it's kind of rounding out the edges. Some of the other ones have things that poke out a little bit more prominently, but somehow this to me kind of just like rounds all those pokey sides, so it's really blending. It's almost hard for me to pull out the scent notes in here.
Yes, me too.
I know it lists like 2 different herbs, but my brain gets blues. It does not get greens. They're in here, but they're not the right color for some reason.
Musky versions of them, I think. And there are some great clean laundry musks that we've got going on in our perfumer's organ that's growing every day. And some of them have this kind of musky, almost civet-ish edge to them, which is phenomenal. That's maybe 10% of these musks. The rest of them are clean, sweet cotton laundry for me.
I think I finally found the deeper herbs. Like, it doesn't make this scent go dark at all. I really feel like this is a start your day kind of a scent, or like if you go to the barbershop in the afternoon. I don't get this as a nighttime scent for some reason, but you're definitely clean and dapper, so you could totally use it. But personally, it makes me feel like you started the morning or at least the afternoon, leaving the barbershop and getting ready for the day.
I used to get a 10-cent a week budget to purchase a record from St. Vincent de Paul thrift store when I was growing up. And for some reason, one of the ones I picked once was a Barbershop Quartet album. And they started with all of these songs from like 1910, like I was singing at the beginning of this episode. I fell in love with those harmonies. I swear it was the beginning of my career as a music arranger. And don't you kind of hope that back in the day, every barbershop did have a quartet of guys reading the paper that would occasionally burst out in song and 4-part harmony? That's this barbershop.
There is those guys down Main Street at Disneyland, and I always think that they should be somehow standing in front of the barbershop.
Has anyone actually gotten a shave on Main Street at the Magic Kingdom and Disney World? Because they have a barbershop there. And we're going to make some stickers that say the Barbershop Duet and put out a prize to the first person that can slap one of those stickers on the back of a barber chair at Disney World.
All right, y'all, why don't we take this deeper and build our first Mike's Lather?
All right, y'all, back to the sales page at mikesnaturalsoaps.com. It is a complex, potent, manly scent consisting of bergamot, basil, oak moss, and patchouli. Now, I would be shocked if these are the only 4 scent notes actually used in this blend, because it is quite complex. But starting at the beginning here, bergamot, freaky orange, freaky lime kind of thing, mostly from Calabria. Y'all, a beautiful, almost citrusy opening to this, but I don't get the tang of the citrus. There is no sourness of the citrus in this for me. How do you get
it's
the
almost
bergamot?
a little sweeter. Like, I can tell it's a citrus, but there's something in it that comes off as a sweeter citrus. Not candied, but just sweeter.
And then basil. And y'all, our basil from Perfumer's Apprentice, I was shocked when I first smelled the version of basil that they use in perfuming. It's much richer. It's much smokier than I thought like a pizza basil would be. And that's the basil that's in here. And I think that's binding with these other two, the oak moss and the patchouli, beautifully to help you descend down into the base.
Yeah, I always thought it was more like you actually took the basil off the plant or like the dried basil that you'd cook with, but there's something different about how it's used here. It works well, but just like your brain can't file it because it's not the way you're expecting to get the basil.
Right. Now, do you get oak moss in this, my arch nemesis?
I do not. Not in the way that we, when we smell it and we're like, ooh, there's definitely oak moss in here. Okay. It doesn't come off that way in this. I'm sure it's in here, but again, my brain gets a lot of blues when I smell this. I don't get these deeper greens that are going on between the basil, oak moss, or the patchouli. It's clean. It's for sure clean. So if that's what their job is, that's working.
I think it's like a lighter sort of patchouli edge to it, almost vetiver-ish, but not that danky patchouli from your college days if you were walking through the quad in the 90s like I was.
I think it kind of has a little bit more of a musky kind of thing too. I'm not sure again where that's coming from, but it really adds that little clean out the door kind of feel.
And y'all, this is my Mystery Machine inspired brush from Craig at Opus Brush. And funny, I've had a little trouble falling asleep lately, and you know what's worked? Put on an episode of Scooby-Doo and vow to yourself that you will stay awake to find out who the bad guy was when they unmask them at the end. For some reason, giving your brain the challenge to stay awake makes it fall asleep way faster. And my work animal lather bowl from HC&C. This is 22 gauge stainless steel, the non-polished navy blue version. This is probably the bowl I use the most. I adore it. And our waxing sticks from Amazon.com. So let's see, first of all, how hard or soft is it? Oh, it's hard.
Yeah, because it's smooth in there.
There's a bite back to my stick big time. This is awesome. Well, it's my conviction that the harder the soap off the puck, the more lather you get with that much of it during your shave.
And when I was looking at their website, you can get it like this in the tub, or you can get the puck for a replacement, or you can get a shaved stick. So a lot of the stuff on Mike's page, double check depending on how you want it. Some people like the stick for traveling or other things, or they get through it and kill their tub and they want to just replace the scent. There you go.
Other products there too. Definitely worth a look-see. Ooh, feel this. This is my favorite kind of a base.
It's sticking where you put it.
Yeah, because when it goes there, it just forms this layer, and you need a little water to bring it up. 5, 6, 7.
A few moments later.
18, 19, 20. Yeah, about that, I would say. All right, here we go, y'all. Now, our first step is just to use a little bit of that water from the surface to start drawing the soap up onto our brush. Now, y'all, the commune in the mountains sings a folk song about Mike's natural soaps and the lathers they make. They are one of the most beloved bases among the more experienced shavers in this hobby. So I've been waiting for this moment to see how this is going to build its lather. And it's transferring up onto the brush beautifully for those that like to build a face or a leg lather.
Our friend David from Brusso and Dove was talking about how he actually uses the Mike's base a lot in his bowls as well. He really likes to use that one.
In fact, he brought us a sample of Mike's original barbershop scent, which this one replaced. That was cool too. I think this one's a bit more potent. I think this one's a little bit better for his general audience.
Well, since 2009, I'm sure some things have changed over the years.
Right. Yeah, he is one of the OGs.
Right, doing the math.
There before PAA and Vanillé even. All right, I'm going to grab the rest of the water onto the bread. This is starting with a very thick lather, which I super appreciate.
I know, I feel like you could have used half the soap that you put in there.
Totally. I used way too much. This is cool. Well, and I think it's cool that he built the base first for him.
Right.
He built the base he wanted as a shaving hobbyist and enthusiast, and then he shared it. I think the best artisans all start out that way.
Agreed.
Adopted Acres, I'm looking at you.
And Mike's is based in Portland, Oregon, which is West Coast like us.
Hey, represent. Oh, this is something else. Look at how this is being created. It's almost becoming creamy, and it's only been about a minute and a half.
Look at that.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Y'all, this is taking on an important quality that I have learned to reach for when building my lathers, glossiness. I've realized that once you actually spend 3 or 4 minutes, your entire favorite song, making the lather, it takes on a different kind of a sheen. You can almost see yourself in it.
Like an iridescence kind of.
Look at this. I get it now. This is pushing back on my brush.
It's not even fitting on your brush.
Right, I can feel how thick this is.
And the intensity, whiff-wise, I'm getting a lot from the scent over here.
I know, the whole room. Now, I know we never talk about lather.
Holy moly!
Ooh, REM fan, you seeing this? Boy, you're right about that. And look at this. I can turn it upside down and nothing falls off. That's how thick this is. I love it. I always build my lathers in the bowl a little bit thicker than I'm going to need them on my face because my face is covered in water and does the last part of the hydrating of the soap there.
So this is at the point where you are glad you did not shave yet because we are going to have lots of lather ready after we finish filming.
Oh, you're right. I could just march this in and then shoot how it shaves.
Right?
Yeah, this is the kind of lather I would feel remorseful to just wash down the drain.
No, I hate that.
Oh, it's starting to get glossy. Here we go. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Meredith Wilson with On 3, 1, 2. It's a deep cut for you musical theater fans. Oh, wow. This remains beautifully potent in the lather. Hold on.
I gotta say, the intensity might be the same.
I'm getting more out of this than I am from the soap. And even though this is a scent we know pretty well, I'm finding new things about it in this version. All right, y'all. And while we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, look at that glossiness. We thought you might like to see what this looks like when it coats and covers. It feels like there's a foam rubber mattress on my face between me and the bristles. I can only imagine what the razor's going to be.
It looks like a whipped cream or something.
Yo,
it is whipped.
This side of my face is heavier. Ooh, you should try a little of that.
I think I just might.
Oh, man, we might need to make a few friends to help share this lather because there's just way too much for both of us. You could probably do both your legs and your face and my face and the dog. All right, y'all, will come along with us. We're going to take this down a little bit deeper. All right, y'all, we've got the other shave soaps here up on the screen on offer right now from Mike's Natural Soaps, and we think most of these are essential oil blends. His other scents start with
bay rum, bergamot orange ylang ylang, honey and grapefruit, lavendin and eucalyptus, lemongrass and eucalyptus, lime, orange cedarwood black pepper, peppermint and rosemary, rose patchouli cedarwood.
There you go. And finally, unscented. Well, we've got some adventures here in front of us. I think that rose patchouli cedarwood is calling to me. Which one looks good to you?
I might have to go honey grapefruit, or bay rum's always a good one to try as well.
I forgot. She is the bay rum queen. So it's pretty simple. Y'all just be having lunch with your friend David from Brusso and Dove and be talking about shaving soaps and your friend REM fan. And you're going to be hearing Mike's Naturals coming at you from 9 directions and realize that you've waited way too long to cover one of those soaps. But you are going to go home, log on to their website, and get your own. So head over to mikesnaturalsoaps.com to find this and all kinds of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my first shave, y'all, with Mike's Naturals Barbershop, and I understand the hype, and it's very real. Did you see the consistency of the lather we built on the show? It was like whipped cream that is almost butter. We turned the brush 360 degrees. It went nowhere. It clings to your face with a protective barrier that keeps things smooth, rich, decadent, luxurious, and my face was unafraid of anything my razor wanted to do. And the scent sat at a beautiful intensity, right where I like it. The whole bathroom smelled like this barbershop. Thank you, Mikes. We will be back. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our May giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first June episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Where did you get your hair cut growing up?
That's a good question. When we were younger, my mom would just cut our hair and just do trims. But I don't know if I really ever did like the full-on haircut vibe until I was closer to high school. And one of my mom's friends that she's known forever, she still goes to her. We would go to her and get our hair trimmed. When I went off to college, I kind of would just wait till I got home. I've never been super big on doing anything with my hair. I haven't dyed it. It's just kind of always stayed. But there was that, feel afterwards if you did the whole shebang where they put your head in the sink and they clean it. They do the whole shampoo, cut, and then blow dry after. Then your hair kind of stays super fancy for like the next 2 days, which was a big deal.
And she's right. During the entire COVID lockdown, I cut her hair. It took exactly 4 seconds. Well, y'all, we have had a great time over the last month or so exploring a few new artisans to us. Some brand new out of the gate doing amazing work, Salvin Oak, and some Ginger's Garden, Mike's Natural, Sudsy Soapery, that have been around a while and are finally getting on the show. Hey, Mike's Naturals, thank you for making this little beauty, and we look forward to not only our shave with this, but exploring a couple of more of your scents coming up soon.
Yeah, put it in the chats if you have requests from us or you think we have the ones we've been missing. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.